So in news that can make a Reddit housewife make a giraffe blush the way she blows, DC Studios co-chief James Gunn turned in the first draft of Superman Legacy last week, just days before the writer's strike. He is currently working on the casting of the movie. Thank Billy Bob Thornton's ballsack. Everything is safe and well with Superman Legacy. I'm so excited because I don't want anything to ruin or just derail what's going to happen with Superman Legacy. And I said this before, I'll say it again. I think James Gunn is going to make one of the most special Superman movies that we've seen in a very long time. And I'm super excited for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I think that movie is going to be emotional. I think the action looks peak. I think it's going to pack an emotional wallop, especially with James Gunn saying goodbye to all the Guardians cast. And I think Superman Legacy is really, truly going to be just something for the ages, man. It's going to be a Superman movie that everyone is going to just unify and enjoy, laugh, be in awe, tear up. And I'm so excited, bro. I think James Gunn has a lot to prove. And I think James Gunn is going to shove all those haters up my ass in a very good way, in a very pleasant way, without lube. But that's okay because I like it raw anyway. Hashtag that shit. But yeah, it's going to be awesome. Superman Legacy, I'm on board. Let's go. Now this is interesting. Breaking, Jim Lee was named President, Publisher, and Chief Creative Officer of DC. He will lead creative efforts to integrate DC's publishing portfolio of characters and stories across all media. Now I call this the James Gunn effect because if you remember, the DCU will connect everything, comics, movies, television shows, and make everything just one big cohesive universe. Now let's see if it works. Let's see if it pays off because I know Star Wars tried to do that. It tried to connect everything and it just failed and fumbled. So let's see if James Gunn has better luck. But this is interesting for a couple of reasons. Number one, obviously the DCU connecting. But could this be an opening for James Gunn and Zack Snyder to talk to each other? It's like, hey, we're not going to give you $200 million in live action because that's fucking insane. However, Zack, we will give you access to finish off your story in comic book form. Now, I know so many of the hardcore Snyder fans are going to be like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. That sucks. I want live action. Give me live action or give me nothing at all. Well, I'm so sorry, my baby boys, but it looks like this is the only option, or it's either animation because there's no way in God's green earth that Zack Snyder will do a live action. That's off the table. So it's either this or animation. Pick your poison, bro.
You totally fucked us all over all day. What the fuck?
Honestly, I think it would be better to do it in either comics or animation. I think animation, I think you're given a lot more freedom. I think you're able to do things that you're not able to do in live action. And plus with all the actor schedules and the contracts and the budget, again, that's something that WB can afford right now. And WB would not shell out that kind of cash, especially for Zack Snyder's DCU, which proven not very, let's say, highly profitable, to encourage David Zaslav to be like, you know what? Let's dish out $400 million on Zack Snyder's Justice League Part 2, which may or may not make $1 billion. And the fact that David Zaslav knows that Zack Snyder's Justice League Part 2 might not even crack $1 billion, that's the reason why we would never get a live action. But however, in comics, yeah, because, you know, I know people don't like to hear this, but you guys are a fucking minority, and the minority will absolutely just scoop up the comics. I will buy the comics, bro. I will buy fucking 5 hardcover graphic novels of Zack Snyder's Justice League Part 2 and Part 3 if he was able to continue it. And we all know that Jim Lee and Zack Snyder are good friends. Jim Lee storyboarded most of Zack Snyder's Justice League Part 2 and Part 3 along with Jay Oliver. So it would make sense to continue it in comic book form. And again, the hardcores are not going to like that. Like, no, I want live action, nothing else. Well, guess what? It's either going to be nothing else, this, or animation. Those are the two likely options. Or James Gunn could be like, you know what? Go fuck yourself. We're not continuing with this at all. Go cry about it on Twitter. And we're going to continue with my animation, my comics, and go from there. But again, I think with Jim Lee, I think this would be the only way for the Snyderverse to, you know, wrap up and conclude is in comic book form. Honestly, I'm all for it. I think it's a good idea, and it's a way to wrap up Snyder's, you know, story. So, live action, absolutely no way. Comics, I'm all for it. Hit like, subscribe. Love you all. Stay safe. Mwah. Big kiss.
You should not drink and bake.